Welcome back to my Stardew Valley adventure, where I'm diving deeper into the Dew More Farming Modpack. The first 10 days were all about setting up the basics, meeting the townsfolk, starting a farm, and exploring the mines. But now it's time to take things to the next level. Over the next 10 days, I'll focus on expanding the farm, building relationships, and uncovering even more of Stardew Valley's secret. From collecting treasures while fishing and leveling up skills to interacting with the Junimos and donating to the museum, there's always something exciting around the corner. So grab a cup of coffee, your favorite blanket, sit back, and join me for days 11 through 20 of this modded Stardew Valley journey. Let's get started. Day 11 was a whirlwind of activity and progress. The day started with an exciting development. My well was finally completed, making it much easier to water my crops without constantly running back and forth to refill my watering can. Checking the mail, I found a note from Robin asking for help locating her lost axe. With a new quest in hand, I tackled my morning farm chores, tending to my growing crops and keeping everything in order. Once the farm was in good shape, I decided to work on some tasks for the community center, contributing items to bring me closer to unlocking more of Stardew Valley's secrets. In the afternoon, I set off for the mines to gather resources and make some progress in clearing deeper levels. The mining trip was incredibly productive, with plenty of ores and geodes to show for my efforts. However, time seemed to slip away from me as I explored floor 28 and found myself scrambling to leave before the clock ran out. Despite the close call, I made it back to the farm safely, wrapping the day up with a satisfying 978 gold in my earnings. Day 12 was another productive day full of milestones. I started the morning with my usual farm chores, carefully tending to my crops and making sure everything was in order. With the farm in good shape, I headed to the community center and completed the spring crops bundle, earning some speed grow fertilizer as a reward. Next, I stopped by the blacksmith to upgrade my axe to copper, which will help me tackle tougher trees and stumps in the future. With the afternoon wide open, I decided to spend some time fishing. Armed with a new fishing rod and some bait, I tried my luck at different spots around the valley. The change in fishing areas paid off as I caught a variety of fish and improved my skills. During my exploration, I also ventured into Cindersap Forest and stumbled upon Robin's lost axe, completing her quest for the day. By the end of the day, all the hard work had paid off. I made an impressive 2,049 gold. Between farm improvements, bundle progress, and quest completions, day 12 was a resounding success in my Stardew Valley adventure. Day 13 was a festive and memorable day in Stardew Valley. It was Egg Festival Day. The morning began as usual with my farm chores, tending to my crops, and getting everything in order before heading into town for the celebration. At the festival, I beelined Pierre's stand and bought 21 strawberry seeds to set myself up for a lucrative harvest later in the season. Afterwards, I made sure to chat with all the townsfolk, enjoying the cheerful atmosphere and getting to know everyone a little bit better. When I was ready, I spoke to Mayor Lewis to kick off the egg hunt. It was an intensive search, but my keen eye paid off as I managed to collect an impressive 11 eggs, winning the competition. My reward was a styling straw hat, which added a touch of fun to the day. After the festival, I returned home and got straight to work planting all the strawberry seeds and carefully watering each one to ensure they'll grow well. Feeling generous, I gave my straw hat to Mooney, my beloved farm animal, aka my very weird looking cat who we all love to death, and it suited them perfectly. By the end of the day, I leveled up in farming, which felt like the perfect capstone to an already fantastic day, and I even made about 320 gold to round things out. Day 14 was a productive and eventful day. I started the morning by tuning into the TV and learning how to cook coleslaw, adding a tasty new recipe to my collection. Afterwards, I completed my usual farm chores, keeping my crops healthy and thriving. With the essentials done, I headed into town to pick up my newly upgraded copper axe from the blacksmith, which will be a game changer for farm work. On my way back, I stopped by the museum to donate some glass shards I found, earning a reward for my contribution. Later, I had a surprise encounter in Cindersap Forest, a cutscene with Jazz and Vincent near the sewer pipe, which deepened the mystery of what might be lurking behind the log grate. After the scene, I spent some time foraging around the forest, collecting useful items, and enjoying the peaceful surroundings. To wrap up the day, I returned to the farm and did some much-needed cleanup, clearing debris, and organizing the space for future projects. All the effort paid off handsomely as I ended the day with an impressive 2,493 gold added to my total earnings. Day 15 was a bustling and fruitful day in Stardew Valley, filled with exploration, foraging, and community interaction. The morning began with my usual farm chores, watering crops, and ensuring everything was in order. As I ventured out, I noticed that salmonberry season had begun, and bushes throughout the valley were bursting with bright, juicy berries. I eagerly gathered as many as I could, adding to my growing stockpile. While foraging around the valley, I spent some time cleaning up areas around town, sprucing up the community spaces. Near the bookseller spot, I stumbled upon a mysterious gift box that contained a prize ticket. I redeemed it and was thrilled to receive an orange sapling, a valuable addition to my future orchard. Later in the day, I turned my attention to the beach and used some of my resources to restore the broken bridge, unlocking access to a whole new area filled with opportunities of collecting shells and coral. Feeling generous, I decided to spend some time connecting with the townsfolk. I stopped by the saloon, bought Shane a beer, and gifted it to him after a quick chat. I also visited Caroline and gave her a daisy, which she seemed to appreciate. To top it all off, my foraging efforts paid off big time. I leveled up to foraging level 5 and chose the gatherer profession, which will double my chances of finding future items when foraging. Day 16 was a relaxing and productive farm-focused day in Stardew Valley. I started the morning with my usual farm chores, carefully watering the crops and making sure everything was in good shape. With the essentials done, I decided to spend some time sprucing up the farm. I added some decorative touches to make the space feel more organized and welcoming, creating a cozy atmosphere as my little farmstead continues to grow. In the afternoon, I stopped by the blacksmith, upgraded my pickaxe to copper, a valuable improvement that will help me tackle the tougher rocks in the mines and around my farm. On the way back, I couldn't resist taking advantage of salmonberry season and spend some time picking the berries from bushes around the valley. They're a great resource to have on hand for energy and small profits. By the end of the day, I made about 862 gold from my efforts and felt accomplished after a productive and peaceful day on the farm. Day 17 was a rainy but rewarding day in Stardew Valley. The morning started with my usual farm chores, though the rain meant I didn't need to water the mass amounts of crops I have, giving more time to focus on other activities. With salmonberry season still in full swing, I ventured out to gather more of the ripe berries from the bushes around the valley, adding to my growing stash. During my travels, I stopped by the saloon to buy Shane a beer, which I gifted to him during a friendly chat. It's always nice to brighten someone's day with a thoughtful gesture, and I'm slowly making my way towards making this man my future husband in this game. Afterwards, I decided to spend the rainy afternoon fishing. The weather seemed to stir up some good catches, and I spent hours casting my line, reeling it in a variety of fish. Before heading back to the farm, I made my trip to the community center to drop off some items I collected, making further progress on those bundles. By the end of the day, all the hard work had paid off as I leveled up in fishing, improving my skills and earning impressive 2,574 gold. The morning of day 18 began with my usual farm chores, tending to the crops and making sure everything was running smoothly. Afterwards, I set out to collect more salmon berries around the valley, taking full advantage of the season's bounty. While out and about, I stopped by Pierre's store and witnessed a heated cutscene where Morris from Joja Mart was enticing Pierre's customers with steep discounts. It was a tense moment, highlighting the growing competition in the valley. Later, I experienced a much calmer and heartwarming scene in Caroline's tea room, which she invited me to join her for a cup of tea, a peaceful and lovely break from the day's busyness. I swung by the blacksmith to pick up my newly upgraded copper pickaxe, which will be a huge help in clearing the tougher rocks on the farm and in the mines. Back at the farm, I spent the afternoon cleaning up and organizing the space, preparing for future expansions and plantings. All the hard work paid off. By the end of the day, I leveled up in farming and earned an impressive 2,848 gold. Day 19 was packed with activity and some memorable moments. The day started with a visit from Demetrius, who offered to set up the cave on my farm. I opted for the fruit bat option, which will soon provide a variety of fruits to help with the bundles and recipes. Shortly after, I learned how to craft tea saplings, a fantastic recipe to add to my repertoire. I also received a request from Jody for a cauliflower, which I noted for the coming days. After completing my morning farm chores, I headed into town with a few geodes and had Clint crack them open. The finds led me to the museum, where I donated the items, earned not one but 2 rewards for my contributions. Feeling accomplished, I stopped by the traveling cart and picked up some interesting items before deciding to spend the afternoon in the mines. Unfortunately, I quickly realized I'd forgotten to bring any food with me, cutting my mining trip extremely short. On my way back through town, I had an awkward moment where I accidentally rummaged through a garbage can in front of Alex. Let's say he was not exactly pleased. To shake off the embarrassment of that, I visited the saloon, where I talked to everyone and enjoyed the lively atmosphere. Back at the farm, I ended the day by cleaning up and preparing for future projects. The adventures and a bit of combat in the mines helped me level up my combat skills, and I earned about 1,819 gold by the end of the day. Day 20 was a milestone day in my Stardew Valley adventure. The morning began with my usual farm chores, keeping my crops thriving and the farm running smoothly. Afterwards, I made a big upgrade. I started the process of upgrading my house for the first time. I can't wait to see the new improvements once they're complete. With the house upgraded underway, I turned my attention to cleaning up the farm, clearing debris, and creating more usable space for future expansions. While tidying up, I finally made my way to Grandpa's shrine, a quiet, reflective moment that reminded me of the goals I'm working towards on this journey. In the afternoon, I took a break from the farm work to celebrate Shane's birthday. I gave him a thoughtful gift, and he seemed to really appreciate the gesture, which was nice to see. Before wrapping up the day, I did some foraging around the valley, collecting a few seasonal items to add to my inventory. By the end of the day, all my efforts earned me about 988 gold, a satisfying conclusion to a day full of progress and meaningful moments. And that wraps up days 11 through 20 for my Stardew Valley adventure, from expanding the farm and upgrading tools to tackling the egg festival and forging stronger bonds with the townsfolk. It's been exciting and productive journey. With the help of Dew More Farming Modpack, everything brings new challenges and surprises. I can't wait to see what's next. Thank you so much for joining me on this adventure. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're enjoying these episodes, and let me know your favorite moment from this set of days down in the comments. Until next time, take care, and I'll see you all in Stardew Valley.